Alright guys, welcome back again to another episode in the Java journey. And in our previous episodes, right, we looked into the fundamental concepts of classes and objects. And today, as promised, we're going to go ahead and build upon that knowledge and explore two essential pillars of object-oriented programming: inheritance and polymorphism. So these concepts, they allow us to create more organized, reusable and flexible code. So let's turn to my screen here and have a little look at the new class that I've created, right? So we're in a class right now, electriccar.java. You can call it whatever you want, but if you just want to follow along, then please go ahead and do as I'm doing on the screen right now. And I've still got my car.java that we did in our previous lesson. So if you haven't seen that video, go ahead and watch that and then come back. Otherwise, you'll miss a step, basically. So let's start with inheritance, okay? So inheritance allows us to create new classes based on existing ones. So existing class is called the superclass or the parent class, right? And the new class is called the subclass, or sometimes referred to as a child class, right? So let's create a new class called electriccar.java, like I've already done, that inherits from our existing car class. So you're probably thinking, great, okay, I've created the class, but how do I inherit from that existing car class? So we're going to go ahead and do extends. Yeah. Go ahead and type that, and then car. So remember, car is the class that we created last time. Let's go ahead and have a look. So we've got here public class car, and we go here electric car extends car. Okay, so let's just walk through what we've just done right now, right? We've created a new class called electric car, and we use the extend keyword, right? And then we've said car, right? So what are we doing? What does extend mean, right? So when we use the extend keyword, right, it indicates that this class that we've created will inherit from the class that we're calling, so car here, right, for example. So that means that electric car will automatically inherit all the instance variables and methods of car. So we add an instance variable. What we can do now is add one here called battery capacity. So let's go ahead and do that. Int, so battery capacity, right? Because an electric car would have a battery, right? So that's something that will be unique to a electric car. But what you'll notice now is that I actually don't need to put model and year again, right? Because we've already defined that in our car class. So let's go ahead and go to our car class. We've got model and year here. We won't need to, and I'll show you in a little bit, exactly what we're going to do. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and create our constructor. So remember, we always do this when we create a class. So let's go ahead and do public electric car. If I can type properly, that'd be great. Right, so now what we're going to do inside of our constructor, right? So as we had previously, we had, model string. We still want to, model and year, sorry. We want to add that in here as well. So let's go ahead and add that in. So model, integer, year, and then we'll do int, battery, capacity. That's good. Let's go ahead and accept that. So now you're going to think, okay, great, like we're going to go ahead and assign the battery capacity like we did in our previous episode, right? But before we do that, and some of the things that IntelliSense is telling us, right, is to call super, right? So what's going on? Like, why is it giving us, that as an option? And the reason is, right, that we're going to use super, basically, right? We are going to call the constructor of the class that we're using or we're extending, so car in that case. So let's go ahead and just type super, right, first. And inside of super, we're going to type model, right, and year. And remember, the constructor for car takes model and year, so that's all we need to type. And again, we'll accept this suggestion because we want to make sure that battery capacity is now set to this dot battery capacity, right? And remember, this keyword refers to the object that's instantiated, right? So onto that variable, we'll have that. So, excellent. Now that we've understood a little bit about super, let's go ahead and create a function, right? Or a method, if you will. So let's go ahead, public, void again, because to be honest, we're just going to print it to the console for now. So let's do display, electric, and then info. Kind of similar to what we did last time. We don't need to pass in any parameters. Go ahead and open those curly braces. So system, dot out, dot print ln. Alright, open that up, and in here we can say Hold on, let me just get rid of that. I don't know why it shows like some weird pop-ups on the screen. Battery capacity. Right, colon, space. And then yeah, absolutely, we want to add in that battery capacity. And we're going to go ahead and leave it like that. And remember, we're just going to go ahead and write our main method now as well. So let's go ahead and do that. So public static void main. If I could type static in correctly, that would be great. Alright, string. Right, the wrong brackets and args. Yeah, let's go ahead and accept that. And let's open it up. So that's the thing, guys, you know, you see like sometimes you mistype stuff and stuff like that, and if that still happens years and years later, it just is what it is, alright? Let's accept it for what it is. Let's go ahead and do what we did previously as well. For our car class, we created an object. So let's go ahead and create an object for electric car as well. So similar way, so electric car. Let's go ahead and press enter. What we're going to call it, my electric car. Okay. And then remember, we're going to use a new keyword again, and then electric car. And remember, now we have a constructor, so we can go ahead and pass in that information, right? What are we accepting, right? Model, year, and then battery capacity. So let's go ahead and do that. So model is going to be a Tesla. So let's go ahead and take that, then comma, and then we're going to give it a year. So let's do 2021. And now battery capacity, we can give it like, I don't know, 85 kilowatts, right? I think that's fine for capacity. Let's go ahead and add the semicolon in. And now remember we have a new method that we can call. So let's go ahead and use that, display electric info. Same as we did last time. Let's go ahead and call that. And let's understand a little bit about what we've just done. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the main method that we've created. So we've talked through, we've instantiated a new object, right, a new electric car. Add in all the details that we've got for that car, right? Remember, battery capacity is very unique to the electric car. I'm going to go ahead and call the display electric info. So let's go ahead and run that function. So we run the main methods, and it's printed out here that battery capacity is 85, right? Let's go ahead and put battery correctly. So now you're probably thinking, great, but we've inherited from our car class, so what can we do, right? So the first thing that we can see, right, is that we've added in those details to the constructor. What if we want to see it? So if we do my electric car and then dot, and if you hold that down, right, and have a look at what kind of functions we have available. So display info is there, right? And remember, we've not defined that at all in here, but let's go ahead and run our main method again. And here we can see the details of the new object that we've created. And this is the amazing thing about inheritance, right? We don't need to redefine it, right? We've got a blueprint, and on top of that blueprint, we built another blueprint, right? We've reused all of this, so we don't have to write that code again. And we've just created one separately that's just for electric cars, but it still has all of the necessary variables, let's say, all attributes, right, of the car. It's just we have extra stuff that's specific to an electric car, and that's what's really, really cool, right? Just imagine what you can do, or like how much code you can minimize, right, by just using inheritance. It's crazy.